And that's the moral
Anyway,
of the
that's it.
story.
There's no cold open this week, folks. There's nothing. We got nothing.
I got nothing. I just got stories to tell about the wedging things into where they shouldn't belong.
Which is really just, you know, the Vampire Diaries in a nutshell, right?
Yeah.
They're just wedging things where they don't belong.
Yeah. And
this is like my dad trying to build a bookshelf. He's just putting shit everywhere. You don't know what he's doing. You don't know it's going to be a bookshelf until it's all the way at the end. Welcome to Afterbite, a Vampire Diaries fancast. It's only 10 years too late. We talk about the Vampire Diaries, the originals and legacies, and watch every episode in the order they were created. Or in some sort of order. It's in order.
It's order.
We're the gatekeepers of this timeline now.
And you can't tell us what to do because we're right. We're correct.
That's a wild way to start off this episode, and I love it. Welcome back, y'all. It's almost the season finale.
Wow.
It's season finale eve.
Can you believe that?
I cannot, honestly.
We've almost watched an entire season of this stupid ass shit.
I know. So next week on the podcast for episode 11, our season 1 finale special, we have a special guest, Lane Morgan of the 100 and Daybreak fame. She's wonderful. Head to our Twitter. And there's no reason to head to our Twitter. We will have recorded this episode by the time...
Oh no.
We will have recorded the season finale by the time this episode comes out.
Oh no. The audio.
Hey, we get a little ahead of ourselves here sometimes. Anyway, Lane Morgan's going to be on the podcast next week. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. I made a PowerPoint with emojis on it. You don't need to know why. Just tune in.
My audio literally just, I didn't hear what you said for like a good 10 seconds.
That's fine. It's okay. We are going into episode 19, Miss Mystic Falls. It's our first Mystic Falls beauty pageant, baby, and we are so ready to go.
This pageant is fucking weird the first season, let me just say.
This pageant's fucking weird all the time. So, here is here's the episode description for episode 19. Elena and Caroline compete in a beauty pageant. Spencer Locke appears as one of the contestants, and John Gilbert tries to scare Damon. Which I have a bone to pick.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is Spencer Locke in this description?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Here's the thing. Spencer Locke. I did some research. She is the actress who played Amber, who's the one that Stefan eventually tries to go do that stuff with. Why is her real name in this episode description? This is mind-boggling. Sometimes Netflix just does this. They're like, oh, famous person appears. I don't give a shit. I don't know Spencer Locke's name. I looked her up. She's very pretty, very nice girl. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, most definitely my first thought of when I saw her is, wow, she's really pretty. I'm not lying.
Yeah, literally. It's so fucking... Why did they put Spencer Locke appears as one of the contestants in the episode description?
Netflix, you be wilding out sometimes.
Like, what the fuck?
What's going on over there?
They do this... I think they do this a few other times over the course of TVD, and I just want to know why. Just why?
Was Spencer Locke like a pretty well-known actress in 2010?
Not really. Her IMDb is pretty sparse.
So what's going on there? Netflix, are you just giving little shout-outs to small?
Yeah, exactly. Here's a struggling artist. Little shout out. What? If they're just giving shout outs to struggling artists, can they give Afterbite a shout out in the episode description of the next Legacies?
Yeah, I would.
If you're
really
just gonna be
that.
giving out shout outs, I want one, bitch. Just why the fuck?
So fucking weird.
And here's the thing, they don't even put it at the very end of the description.
No,
it's right
in
there
middle.
In the middle. It's snuck in there, so you think Spencer Locke is just a person in the universe that everybody's surprised to see. Nope. It's not. It's just that actor.
Oh, Netflix.
It bothers me on a level that is kind of hard to explain. It bothers me so much.
I want to make a Spencer. Why did I say Spencer? Because we're talking about Spencer. I want to make a Twitter. I want to make a Twitter thread of all the ways that Netflix descriptions has wronged us.
It is so many ways.
So many ways.
So let's just get into the episode, shall we?
Yes.
This episode, I just wanted to point out, this episode starts with some good, like, punk rock, and I really appreciate that, actually.
Yeah.
I genuinely just, like, appreciate that as, like, okay, yeah, we're from this century now. This isn't the fray. Love it. Big fan. Party boy Stefan makes his second appearance. He's back, baby!
Yeah, he's back with a vengeance, and let me just say, this Stefan, not my favorite Stefan, if I'm being honest.
I love Party Boy Stefan.
He's
here.
Here's why I don't.
He's wearing a leather jacket, some sunglasses. He's got a fun car.
He's like cool, right? But also he like lies to his girlfriend. He's like that stereotypical jock in any like teen romance movie who's like the absolute worst, but for some reason the girl continues to stay with them. That's what Party Boy Stefan is. And like I just cannot be here for you continuing to lie to your girlfriend when she said blatantly straight to your face, please stop lying to me. I have trust issues with you.
They lie to each other so many times.
It's like, is this a healthy relationship? Absolutely
no,
not.
Because he's 160 years old and she's 17.
Oh,
hate to break it to y'all, it's never been good. I mean, like, they cute sometimes, and we kind of have to just accept this if we're watching the Vampire Diaries, but it's fucking weird that Elena Gilbert is a teenager and getting with vampires who are, like, 150 years old.
Yeah, it's really weird. Y'all gotta fix They're not gonna fix it.
We kind of just have to...
You just gotta live with it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where we have to just live with, but does not make it any less weird.
Yeah.
Sheriff Forbes is back, so is John Gilbert, and she's back in her weird habit of just kind of like deputizing whoever the fuck walks through her doors.
Yeah, she really don't really no, I feel like that's just bad. That's bad, what's it called?
Sheriffing.
Yeah, bad sheriffing. Bad police work. Like, you don't do that. Don't you have cops who are on your payroll? Like,
exactly. Don't you have deputies who that's, like, their job?
Like, what are you doing?
They already know about vampires, some of them. You told them they were on Vervain and everything earlier, like, bro.
Just, she's sometimes...
I don't know what she's doing there, and that's fine.
It's okay. We forgive you.
Bonnie is back. She has bangs and a bone to pick with Stefan. So,
and I was like, this tension.
3 Bs, baby.
But also, right? Lark walks into the classroom and it's like, hey kids, today we're not focusing on World War II, we're focusing on local history. And I was like, what a white thing to do. Like,
a very white thing to do.
We're not gonna talk about like the social implications of World War II and like how like the Holocaust happened. No, let's talk about local history for some reason. That I was just told by the state, not even by the state, because the state wouldn't do that. I was told by local government. Today we have to learn about local history.
It's so wild because I feel like now we realize the full extent of how stupid Mystic Falls folks are because they've had Mr. Tanner before this.
Yeah.
Hey, you remember that guy who got killed in episode 3? They had Mr. Tanner. All he did was teach local history and be racist. Now they have Alaric Saltzman and Alaric's like, I don't know why the fuck I'm being told to teach you about local history. Read a fucking book, kids.
But
listen
also,
to a podcast at the town hall. I don't know.
But also, Bonnie then entering right after that. It's just like, wow, the only black person in this entire town entering in on a history lesson about local history. And this town is known for the slavery past. Are you guys going to discuss that? No? Oh, okay. It's like how many wrong things could happen in sequence one after the other.
It's a domino effect of them just being stupid. Like the end domino is just stupidity. Like, bro.
Oh my god. That entire scene, just like I wrote an entire like 4 lines about that because I was just so shocked they decided to do that. Uh, these
After that, Stefan says what is, I think, the biggest white boy power move he's done, which is believe what you want. Which is just like a white boy move, and I think we can all kind of look at that and be like, yeah, that's a white boy power move right there.
Yeah,
that's their trump card whenever you're arguing with them. They're like, okay, whatever, believe what you want. Like, shut the fuck up.
Like,
bro,
be quiet.
White boy power moves are not. I'm gonna tell you to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
He also says, have my actions negatively impacted you? Party boy Stefan takes no fucking prisoners. He is not here to play.
He's like, I'm gonna be a savage, and I need all of y'all to know it.
He's coming into his bad bitch years, and he wants y'all to fucking know it. He got a good haircut. He's got a cool leather jacket. He's feeling it, and he needs you all to acknowledge it as well.
But also, this just confirms my fact that this is a teenage rom-com, and he's the stupid jock that you want to shut the fuck up, but for some reason, the leading lady is with him.
This is a teenage rom-com, but it's wearing like a Greek tragedy on the outside.
Yeah.
It's a teenage rom-com with the Greek tragedy leather jacket around it. And that's just the Vampire Diaries for you.
It really
is.
Like,
I hate to break it to you. That's just it. I've cracked the code.
Formula.
I cracked the code. Then comes, I think, my favorite 2010s editing technique. When all the girls are giving their Miss Mystic Falls interviews, it pans and like cuts between the contestants as they're giving their answers and everything, and it is so 2010 and I adore it so much.
Honestly, one of my favorite things. Like, I actually really enjoyed that. But also, when Caroline said Mystic Falls, what was it? Mystic Falls Beautification Committee, I was like, what is that? Like, they just make people more beautiful.
They just go around giving makeovers, and it's so much fun.
And then I was like, oh, wait, they mean cleaning up Mystic Falls.
God.
I was like, why'd they name it that? Like,
because they're white and rich.
Oh, God, I hate
it. The other thing during that sequence that made me legitimately laugh out loud is when a contestant says, just because my DUI made my community service mandatory doesn't mean I was any less committed. I literally had to pause to laugh. They just like slid that in there. They were like, by the way, we're a comedy, folks. And then just slid it right in, like, bro. Which is, this episode is full of like,
it's full of good moments.
It's full of like white person like Uno reverse cards. Yeah. They're like, you got a DUI. It's like, yeah, but I also did community service and I was very committed. Like, very much a white person, like a white woman power move.
It really is.
I can say this as a white woman. I can say that that's a power move. It's a shitty dumb power move, but it's a power move.
Okay.
I have a note in here that just says Damon and John. Name a more unlikable duo of white men. I don't know what that was in reference to.
I can tell you what this is in reference to.
Okay, tell me.
John is like, he's explaining like a little bit more of like why he's there.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, and I'm looking for like, whatever, like, I don't know, so, like a lost invention.
Oh yeah, he's looking for the Jonathan Gilbert thing.
And he's like, the last person who had it was Pearl. And I was like, fuck you, John. You better leave her, stay the fuck away from her, or I'm gonna come for you next.
He is so bad, and they are the most unlikable duo in this.
They really are unlikable. It's like if you could like see when Damon and Alaric pair up, it's like not that bad because Alaric is there.
He's likable, at least in this show. But he's a very likable character in this show.
Yeah, but Damon and John, it's like, who do I hate more?
I know, it's just so, ugh. Next we come to dance practice, folks.
Yeah, that's
And this dance, I
it's
gotta
always,
say,
it's the worst. I'm sorry.
it's so bad. It's so archaic for no goddamn reason.
Yes,
But I also have to say, Penelope and Josie did it way better.
most
I don't
definitely did
know
it way
if
better.
it's just because they're gay and I was like, feeling it, but I like watched this and I'm like, this is boring.
There's reason,
At least
like,
Legacy's made it fun to watch.
like also with like I think it has to do with the lighting, like that lighting in that room, and like the way that
It
they
felt
colored
like a
that
high
scene.
school gym. And I know that's what they were going for, but they usually don't light like they're in a high school gym, even if they are.
Yeah,
It just felt bad.
like the lighting plus the coloring made it seem so like dull and boring, but with Legacies it was like a very bright lit room, and like I feel like the actors, I don't know, both actors were having fun with it though, so
They really were.
I don't even know how to
I think it's
why.
probably because Posey's was Posey and
Yeah,
Stelina are Stelina. And so
yeah,
I'm like,
they're very
I
different
like them both.
energies.
Yeah, very different energies they're bringing to this.
Yeah, and like even though they both were having fun with it, like Posey definitely has like, I think it's also because there was like that dynamic where there were exes. So there was also
Yeah,
that dynamic where they're
that
already
helped.
together, so it's kind of like even more boring.
Yeah, like you could see, like they were like joking around with each other. Stefan was like wiggling his eyes at Elaine or whatever, and you're like, "Oh, this is cute." And then they were like doing their like little dip thing, and you're like, "Oh, this is cute." But then when Penelope and Josie did it, it was just Penelope trying to have fun and Josie having none of it. And I, for some reason, fuck with that dynamic 10 times harder than I do with the
It's like
we're both having fun.
it's like one is goofing off while we're supposed to be serious, and that's a fun
Mm-hmm.
dynamic where like a couple, like one is like very serious, like this is what must be done, and the other is like very goofy. Like that's a good like I don't know, pairing to have with one another.
It's a good energy. It's a good
Yeah,
vibe to
yeah,
bring.
yeah.
Um, so there's that. Bonnie's like the best friend to Caroline,
She really is, and I love them.
and I think to Elena in a way,
Yeah.
because Bonnie's just going through it right now,
Like her
and so she's
grandmother,
like,
she's still reeling with my grandmother dying, you know?
yeah, and so she's like, Elena, like I'm not gonna make you choose.
Which,
I'm just
wow.
gonna.
And that made
So
me think
powerful.
Bonnie is too good of a friend. She's really
She's
is
too
too good
good
of
for
a
Mystic
friend.
Falls.
Because imagine like your grandmother dying and it being for nothing. And then your friend is dating the person who's like partially responsible for that. And you're just supposed to be okay with that?
Yeah. Just
Like
no, I'm gonna make this choice. I'm gonna put this distance between us because I need to.
that's like a toxic relationship. And like
Just so good.
she's like too good of a friend. They don't deserve Bonnie. I don't think Elena deserves Bonnie. I think Caroline deserves Bonnie, if I'm being honest.
Caroline is starting to. In this episode,
Yeah.
she has some great character growth. You finally see it.
So like I feel like in this, yeah, you definitely, I'm leaning to more to honestly, as the show goes, because the way the show started, right? It was like
Mm-hmm.
Bonnie and Elena are super close and Caroline's the third wheel. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, to me, now it feels like Caroline and Bonnie are close, and Elena's kind of like the third wheel because she's all wrapped up in this stupid vampire stuff, right?
Also, when at first when Elena and Bonnie are talking like outside at school, Caroline comes up and is like, "Oh my god, I know we talked every day, but I still miss you."
Yeah, and
And
like
Elena was like,
like
"Oh shit, I
oh
didn't think to text her at all."
yeah,
Like, bro,
that's like not a good friend.
that is not a good friend.
So like it's just like I really am loving the Bonnie Caroline dynamic, and like they just seem like they're good together. You know what I mean? Like even in the first couple episodes when it was Bonnie and Elena together, it did feel like Bonnie would be talking to Elena and Elena would just be like filtering it out and be like, "Oh right, you're talking." You know what I mean?
Yeah, that I also think is like, especially early, especially season one, Elena, I think you'll find is a little different than other seasons of Elena's. Jenna, or Alaric, is the chauffeur,
Chauffeur, show. I can't even say it myself.
chauffeur,
Chauffeur.
chauffeur, for Jenna and
No, not Jenna.
Elena.
Elena. For
No, she,
Elena.
but Jenna went with them too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
for Jen and Elena to get to the Miss Mystic Falls ball, and John was like originally be like, I thought I was driving, and Jen is like, nah, fuck you, you can take Jeremy.
And
Like,
like,
fuck you, bud.
and
Love
honestly,
that.
yeah, yeah, correct. John is
Very
literally
good.
the worst. I also would not want to drive. I want him to be my escort. So
Oh, true.
goodbye.
Also, okay, did you notice that Jeremy's hair was like noticeably darker this episode?
No, but also I don't pay attention sometimes when I'm watching these episodes to
I
notice
don't
that.
know if it was just like because of like the suit he was wearing or because they were like out in direct sunlight or
Yeah,
whatever,
it might have been
but
just. I think it might have been the lighting.
there
'Cause
was like
it was,
one scene where his hair looked way darker and I'm like, whoa, what?
yeah, they probably just. I think outside it was just like it was like a very bright episode, except for that dingy dance scene. Everything
Yeah.
else was the like pageant itself was very brightly lit.
What next? Oh, I have noted down next weird interaction with Spencer Locke, who plays Amber, who we only know her as Spencer Locke. But okay, we stand an anxious queen. I don't know what I was getting at there, but I love it.
she's going through it this entire episode. Like
She is going through it. Like, now I'm starting to see why they shouted her out in the episode
yeah,
description, because she goes through it, man.
because she was having like panic attacks. And I was like, whoa, Amber, you entered this competition, you got anxiety? Wow. Could never, honestly.
Honestly, so good.
Especially because she's the only person there who is not rich.
Yeah, she's the only one who's not from a founding family.
So, like,
Caroline even mentions that she's only there because she's not from a founding family.
yeah. Which, by the way, insane concept that this is literally just a way to like, and like in my head, this pageant is literally just a way to show off the young new prospects.
Yeah, no, it feels like that. You're correct.
Like that's what this is. That's why
You're absolutely correct.
That's why they have not invited someone who's not a founding family, because they're not being shown off. It's the founding families that should be shown off. So that
in the very early days of this pageant,
this was like a marriage type shit.
Exactly. Somebody made a deal for like 3 goats and like 2 cows to like marry somebody's daughter. Like, know it happened.
Like, that's what this pageant was for. Like, this pageant did not come out of like good faith.
Exactly. I also think it is good to mention, we kind of skipped over it, I think, chronologically, but Jenna is helping Elena do her hair in, like, the staging area, and Elena's like, I'm doing this for my mom, I don't really want to even be here anymore, but I'm doing it for her, and then Jenna's like, yeah, your hair would probably have a better chance if she was here right now, and then he's like, yeah, that's fine, but you're doing a great job, Aunt Jenna, I'm gonna go get ready. The camera stays there, and it just shows, like, Caroline looking, like, in the mirror, and it's a very self-reflective moment, I think, for Caroline. I just really like the way that sets up what happens with her later.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point that out because it's not like her growth in this episode came from nowhere. I think it's kind of come from, it's a culmination of her season 1 growth, I think, in a very good way.
Yeah, it's very subtle.
It's very subtle, but they make you kind of look at it there because she's wearing like pink or something, and so your eyes drawn to her, just kind of like staring into the mirror sadly. I don't know. I just like that moment. Anyway, party boy Stefan finds Elena in the dressing room after Amber's. We're gonna call her Spencer Locke. I know that's not her name in this show, but we're calling her Spencer Locke. That is what they have introduced her as. After Spencer Locke kind of runs out, party boy Stefan, we see the downside.
Yeah.
He's like,
I'm
not on human blood still. Before he leaves or whatever.
Does he come in before that?
I think he comes in before Damon, and then, or wait, no, does Damon come in first?
I think Damon comes in first, and then Stefan comes in after him.
Okay, sorry, I kind of block out Damon sometimes. So Damon comes in the room and he's like, Elena, here's what's going on. Stefan's still on human blood, and if he's telling you he's not, that's bullshit. And I love him, but we need to get him under control.
And I'm like, thank you, Damon, for doing that, but also I know that was only for selfish reasons. Like, you needed this man to stop doing this so that nobody would suspect that you're a vampire.
Yeah, they need a little help. He needs help, so he's like, hey, Elena, help me. I know I told you that I didn't care if you lived or died last week, but I could really use a hand. It's the Damon Salvatore special. He tells you to die on a Monday, and then on Friday, he needs your help. On Wednesday, he's gonna take your car keys. On Thursday, he opens a bank account in your name. You don't know about it. So then Party Boy Stefan comes in, and Elena's like, hey, what the fuck? Rightly so.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Party Boy Stefan?
What the fuck have you been up to, Party Boy Stefan?
Party Boy Stefan? I think this is also a really good way to kind of differentiate Party Boy Stefan from later versions of Stefan, who are more angry versions of Stefan. So then she's like, get your fucking shit together. And then he goes and loses his shit.
Yeah.
And
he does the exact opposite of what she asks him to.
I know. And then he finds someone. He finds poor little Spencer Locke. She tries to come into the bathroom that he's currently losing his shit in. He punches the mirror or some white boy shit.
Yeah. That's definitely a white person thing to do.
It really is.
Punching walls and mirrors. Like, you don't see no person of color doing that, because why would we be doing that?
We're so fucking mean this episode. What is it about this episode?
I don't know. Sometimes I'm in a mood. I'm in a mood today. Sorry.
We're in a mood today. We've already recorded one episode of Afterbite today. We're recording a second one. It's a whole deal, man. It's a whole deal.
It's been a day.
I'm dying too now.
Oh, God.
I've been talking so much. Okay. Stefan loses his shit. He abducts Spencer Locke to the parking lot. We're going to put a pin in that storyline, come back to it later.
Yes.
Caroline, Elena finally puts on her dress, gets ready, whatever. They're up at the staging area for the ladies to walk down the stairs to their escorts, who they'll do the dance thing, and then they'll get awarded. Miss Mystic falls. So Elena's like, I can't do this. She's like, no, I can't, not right now. Like, Stefan's having a thing, I can't do this. And Caroline's like, no. You're gonna do it for you and for your mom. And women are so powerful.
Wow, I love women, they really just know how to just do it, do what's necessary.
She does the needful. She reminds Elena what it's really all about. And also kind of calms her down. Elena's kind of driving towards a panic, and Caroline's like, hey, get your shit together. And I love that.
Yeah.
This is the first, I think, really big moment of Elena's character growth. Or not Elena's, sorry. Caroline's character growth. Because this is the first time we kind of see her placing, being actually, in tune with other people's emotions, And,
not only just being in tune with other people's emotions, but, putting other people's emotions above what she think would be what old Caroline would do, which would be selfish, putting her selfishness below helping out somebody else who's her friend.
Yeah, I love it. It's a good character moment. So Stefan is out in the parking lot, if you remember, with Miss Spencer Locke. Who's Amber, maybe? Fuck it, she's Spencer Locke.
But also, can I just say, I was like, when they found out that Spencer Locke wasn't in the bathroom, they couldn't find her, and so was Stefan, I was like, oh, she's dead.
Yeah, I immediately thought she was dead. So while Stefan's out there in the parking lot with a very lively Spencer Locke, Damon steps in to be Elena's escort because Stefan kind of fucking ditched her.
Yeah. My entire note on that is, I guess Damon is taking over, but I hate it here.
I hate this song.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really kind of planting the seeds for this love triangle.
Yeah.
And I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I can understand it. I can understand it, but I also am not here for it,
Yeah. Sometimes it's bad.
Yeah.
So while they're doing their dance thing, Stefan is getting a weird therapy session from Spencer Locke.
Yeah, it's really weird.
What is it with vampires and getting therapy sessions from women they have under compulsion? What is up with that?
Yeah.
Like, can vampires not do their own emotional labor? Like, I know you got some shit to work through, boy.
Get your own therapist, man.
Get an actual therapist.
Stop leaning on both Elena and now this like
Spencer
random
Locke.
Spencer Locke person to be a therapist and just go to therapy. I know it's expensive, but you're rich, so you have no
There
excuse.
has got to be a vampire therapist out there somewhere.
I mean, yeah, it's like very logically possible. I would say yes.
Also, I have a note here while like we're at this. I have a note here that says, I will admit Spencer Locke has a really nice neck. Like, I know that's gay, but she just has a very pretty neck. I'm sorry.
She's just really pretty.
She really is.
And I think
also, if you peep her IMDb, she's still really pretty.
Yeah, I think we should all just ruminate on the fact that she's just really pretty for a second.
Okay, let's take a moment. Okay.
All right. I'm glad we could do that.
Glad we had this. The last movie that Spencer Locke was in, by the way, is Walk, Ride, Rodeo.
Wait, why does it sound on brand?
She was also in Big Time Rush for a while.
Oh yeah, that's where I recognize her from. Okay, it's all coming together.
Walk,
she's
Ride,
one of the
Rodeo.
She's one of the Jennifers. Anyways, that seems so on brand because if you look at her, you're like, oh yeah, I can totally see a horse girl in there.
Elena Gilbert is now Miss Mystic Falls, and even Caroline's super happy for her. Love that. Big fan.
No, that's not what happened.
Is she not?
No, Caroline won.
I totally forgot this fucking
episode. My last note for this episode is I forgot to say it before, but Caroline winning, she deserves it.
I totally forgot what fucking happened in this episode because I did not put who won in my notes at all. All I had was Caroline, my queen, and I cannot remember if that was referring to her winning or just like her being nice.
Yeah, no, Caroline won and she deserved it. You know? I mean, she really did work hard for that crown, so she deserved it. You know, at least it wasn't like a pity win for Elena. So I think that's what we should really focus on. Because if Elena would have won with all the shit that was going on,
I can't believe I fucked up that bad.
Yeah, you were way off.
I real fucked up, huh?
You were way off.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I might have fallen asleep while watching this episode a little bit. Does that tell you how entertaining this episode was? Yes.
It's okay. I'm here to pick up the pieces where you fall off me.
You're here to pick up the pieces when I crash and burn.
Yeah. But also, let's get back to the fact that Amber is outside with Stefan, and he is like contemplating like killing her, and she's like, or just contemplating taking her blood, and she's like, just like do it. And then he does it, and he's like, I want more. And he's like, why aren't you afraid of me? And she's like, you told me not to be. And he's like, run far away from me. So then, she runs, as you do, from a vampire.
Yeah, she tries her best.
And then he finds her again and starts sucking more of that blood out of her, trying to take her life. And then
she says, I thought you told me to run. And he's like, I changed my mind. Which I love. Continue.
And then I think, this is the last time that whole thing happened. You think she's gonna die, and you're like, oh, Stefan's gonna kill someone, but also this pretty woman's gonna die. And then
I'm most sad about that.
Yes. And then you see Elena and Bonnie. And I think Damon's with them too. I don't remember who I'm focusing.
Elena finds him first, and then Bonnie finds Elena. Or Elena and Damon find her first, and then Bonnie finds
it. Okay, so then Elena and Damon, and they're like, they can't control the situation. And then my powerful, strong, amazing, wonderful witch Bonnie comes up and just like makes his head hurt with her mind.
She doesn't raise a damn finger. She just like arches an eyebrow and his brain is hemorrhaging or some shit.
And I'm
It's
like,
wild.
damn, this girl's powerful. Like, more powerful woman in different ways, you know what I mean?
God,
And
I love her so much.
Bonnie was like, I'm done with your BS. Let's finish with this. And then she's like, Elena, I already told you I wasn't gonna tell you to choose. But and then walks away. You know?
So powerful.
So powerful.
She knows her worth. A queen.
Oh yeah. Okay, the small things that's basically the entire episode, right?
And
oh
then,
wait, no,
and then
something else happens. Yeah.
yeah. So then Pearl's back. She gives Damon the like device from Jonathan Gilbert.
Yeah.
And Pearl's like, hey, I don't know what the fuck this is, but like, hot potato, bitch, you're next. Which I feel is very on brand for Mystic Falls, which apparently is the hot potato capital of the world. And then later, Elena goes to see Stefan in his room, and he's like, don't come any closer, you should be afraid of me. At one point, he like pins Elena against the wall and then like hits it like right next to her head, which is very like Wattpad Harry Styles of him.
Yeah. I was like, dude, looking like an abusive relationship. Oh,
It was bad.
It was,
but then again,
bad.
Elena then literally stabs him in the back with Vervain.
Yeah.
And
so,
she and Damon drag him down to the cellar to go through vampire rehab.
Yeah.
They're just gonna like leave him there. They don't even give him a blanket. He's in like a tank top and like some sweats, and they're just like, yeet, no blanket, cellar, let's go, baby. Like, bro.
I just want to mention some like small things. That's basically the entire episode, but I want to mention some small things that happened that I think were pretty important. Jenna basically spills the beans that about I think she spills the beans about who Pearl is. So throughout the entire episode, there's also Jeremy and Anna, and they're like reconnecting. They're like checking out each other's vibes. You know,
they're vibe checking each other very softly.
Yeah, like, you know, Anna's still angry at Jeremy because Jeremy, like, she's like, you only wanted to turn because like of your ex-girlfriend. And then they're like rekindling, they're reconnecting, and John has questions. He's like, who is this girl? And we were almost in the clear, and then Jenna had to say, oh, that's Anna and her mom Pearl, they moved in recently. And I was just like, Jenna, we were almost there. We could have made it. And then you had to say something. So Jenna, I'm annoyed at you now because I was almost in a good place and then you ruined it for me.
And ruined it she did.
Yeah.
That's that episode. Yeah. That's Miss Mystic Falls. That's all of it. Next up comes episode 20, Blood Brothers. Elena learns what happens. I'm just gonna do a full restart there. And cut. Elena learns what happened when Damon and Stefan were turned. Pearl has an ugly confrontation with John Gilbert, and Jeremy and Anna get closer. I think all three of those are pretty big understatements.
Yeah.
At least those last two.
Yeah.
Those last two are major understatements.
Yeah.
So this episode kind of kicks off with a flashback of Stefan and Damon just kind of like peeping out from behind bushes, which felt very Scooby-Doo to me.
Also, can I just say
very Scooby-Doo?
Can I just say the transition that they used was lame as fuck, and I know y'all could do better. Like I'm not saying it was a bad transition, but like because they've set such a high standard for transitioning to the past, I was expecting something better.
The first one was kind of weak, but then they get way better.
They get better.
So you learn that in the past, Stefan and Damon ran a little gambit to try and get Catherine and everyone, all of their vampires, escaped. They're trying to help them get out, and then they both just get fucking glacked.
Yeah.
They both just get fucking downed.
Like one shot, two shot.
It was just like, yeah. And so the next transition we see actually is a transition between old-timey Stefan dying and like new Elena and Damon, or like present-day Elena and Damon
That
saying like,
was epic.
what's
That was
that
a
was
good
so
job.
good.
That was
That
so good.
transition, someone give that editor a raise.
They needed
Every
more
other
money.
transition in this episode except for the first one, give them a raise.
Like the first one was like, oh, y'all could have done better. But that transition specifically, I was like, wow, this is so good. Like, whoa. Like, who decided on that?
Love it. Big fan.
Also, the entire like flashback scene to me looked like it had a beauty filter on it.
It does look like it has some Instagram filter on it. Learning that Catherine compelled Stefan to drink her blood for weeks, that's a fucking punch to the gut, dude.
Yeah.
Because Damon was like, here for it. He's like, I want to become a vampire. I want to live forever, be with you, whatever. But then Catherine was like, actually, I'm going to also turn your brother. Like, I'm going to take that baby. Like, what?
Damn.
Bro.
Damn. She really just wanted that love triangle to last for all of eternity.
She really did. And also, here's something that just bothers me deeply about this show. Most things. But specifically, bro, how are you banging the same woman that your brother's banging?
Yeah.
Like, does that not feel gross to anybody else?
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Like, I don't even have a sibling, and I'm still like, no, I would not.
Same. I also am an only child. Did you know that this, fun fact, this podcast is run by 2 only children?
Brian has a sibling, right?
I don't know if Brian has a sibling. But Brian is
he's
barely
not here to defend his only child status.
So, this podcast is mainly run by only children, and therefore we don't understand your weird sibling dynamics.
But also, we're pretty sure this isn't one.
Yeah.
Like, of all the weird sibling dynamics, pretty sure this one doesn't track for most people.
Yeah, it's just really fucking weird.
Damon also, like, when we wake up in that flashback again, Damon's just, like, sitting staring out at the lake shirtless. What is the point?
What's the point to anything Damon does?
Why is he shirtless?
No idea.
Just why. I also have another note. Oh, Anna is returning to high school now. That's fun. She and Jeremy share a little moment in the courtyard.
Cute. Can I just say
they're cute.
Very cute. I ship it, and I know it's gonna end badly. So when everything I already know that everything I ship in the show is gonna end badly. So like I just like have to like deal with that fact. I hate it for myself, but I also have to deal with that fact. Like I just have to like cope with that in my mind.
You just gotta live with sometimes things end in disappointment, you know?
Yeah. But you know, I'm gonna
like this show.
I'm just gonna like enjoy it while it lasts.
Enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
Alaric calls Damon and he's like, hey, I did some looking into Jonathan Gilbert. I got a friend in law enforcement and we've been doing some digging. Love that. But also confused a little bit by that because that Jeremy and Anna scene was like in the morning, maybe at noon tops.
Yeah.
And then it is immediately followed by Alaric and Damon, which is like at night. Like, hey, what the fuck?
What does time look like?
There's not even like a change in lighting or anything. Just like, what?
How does time work here?
I don't know. John tries to talk to Elena. John Gilbert tries to talk to Elena while she's getting more clothes to go back to the Salvatore house, which is also still weird.
Yeah.
Like it's still weird, folks.
She literally says, "I've been here." She's been at their house most nights, and it's like, what?
Where is Jenna?
Yeah, where's the parent here? Where is she?
It's bad. Anyway, Jonathan is like, he says something about like, would your mother like that you were dating a vampire? To which Elena responds, which mother? Which is just hard fucking core. Yeah, like, damn, get him, girl.
She's like,
use that trauma for good, baby.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta really like lean into your trauma so that people won't fuck with you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I actually, at work the other day, I'm in like a training class, so it's fucking stupid and slow.
Mm-hmm.
But there was one lady who somebody said something mean to her, and not even like that mean. It was more like a funny mean, and you could tell that she had never been bullied because she looked genuinely offended.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, maybe like get bullied and then you'll calm down.
I
Get
feel
some good
like,
trauma and then catch up with the rest of us,
listen, if
please.
you haven't had any good trauma growing up, like, I don't know how you process, like, living in, like, how do you live in this world without trauma? Because, like,
How do you like get offended when people say mean things to you? Like, is that like, do people do that? Damon wants to end his life because we go back to the past.
mhm.
Damon doesn't want to complete the transition. He wants to just end his life because he's a damn emo kid. We cut back to the presents. Stefan is like, no more. After what I've done, it has to end. He is also an emo king. The Salvatore brothers take turns being emo dumbasses. They pass that baton like it's a high school track meet. They're like, back, forth, back, forth. Okay, goddamn.
Who's being emo this week?
Hey y'all, we can't overlap, but we can be emo. You be emo for the next 2 hours. I'll take it for 20 minutes, then you can take it back, okay? Okay. They're like divorced parents trying to like figure out like which house the kids will be at. They're like, okay,
Yeah.
you get to be emo for 3 days of the week. I'll get it for 4. Then we can come back. I'll do it for 3. Then you can do it for 4. And then you'll do it for 3. Like, they're like, okay, we can be emo. We can work this out.
Do you think if both of them are emo at the same time, there'll be like an emo overload?
I feel like then they would both just be brooding and nothing would actually happen.
You're right.
They'd be brooding separately.
Yeah, in separate
Whereas
rooms
now
of
one
the
of
same
them
house.
bothers the other. Exactly. Pearl has a weakness for the Gilbert charm,
Yeah.
but John Gilbert is pretty much the least charming person to ever
really
exist.
is.
So we'll just kind of dismiss that one out of hand.
With his face, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. But
the actor plays it well. Genuinely an unlikable person.
Yeah, so.
Then Jeremy does a really nice little catch-up for all of us. He's like, okay, so your mom had the thing. She gave it to Elena, but John Gilbert's asking her for the thing. And I just love, thank you, Jeremy, for that helpful little catch-up. I was really starting to get confused. He's just like, don't worry, I got you.
It's like, he's like, it's okay. You don't remember what happened for the past couple of episodes?
Neither do I.
You.
I got you. Jeremy and Anna boink.
Yeah. And
boink.
The line that said, I'm sorry, I have to say this line.
Let me just say here though, in the background of this whole scene is a Swedish symphonic metal band. Is the song that's playing in the background. Just like I did that research. Okay, continue.
So they're getting hot and heavy. And then Jeremy asks, what if Jenna walks in? Because, fun fact, Jenna's home right now.
And the door is apparently open.
Yes. And then Anna's like, she just got something out of the fridge. And then Jeremy says, you can hear that? That's so cool. And then they continue to boink.
And then they just go right back to boinking. Jeremy is really like a little 15-year-old when he learns how like, oh my god, he's 15.
Yeah, he's 15.
He's still 15.
Yeah.
That is so young.
Yeah.
Bro, I forgot he was like 15.
It's in my notes that reminder, Jeremy's 15 and therefore I'm uncomfortable.
I am uncomfortable by all of this. They were cool friends, but I mean, I still ship it because we kind of had to make this concession when we started this show. But damn.
Like here's the thing, I ship it, but that doesn't mean I want to see them having sex.
That doesn't mean I want to see them boinking. I want to be blind to the boink.
Yeah.
So then we cut to Damon and Alaric going after the fucking phone number that keeps calling John Gilbert.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And Alaric actually does something useful. He asks Damon, like, hey, how does that whole residency thing work? It's like, well, if there's a permanent occupant or a legal owner, usually it'll have to be invited in by them. But stuff like hotels, it's a little shifty. Like, okay, thank you, Ashley. That's very useful. Yeah. Damon just said the first useful thing he said the entirety of the Vampire Diaries. It only took us 20 episodes, folks. We're getting there, baby.
I want to learn more about how that works. Like, by own this land, do you mean legal documentation? Or
I know. Do the Native American like people like get their land free from vampires? or
Like,
is it because we robbed them? I'm just really like, how are we playing this out, folks?
y'all gotta explain more about that. But I don't think it'll ever be explained. Am I correct in saying that's never gonna actually be explained?
There's actually some more fun stuff with documentation and like
Oh,
legal
okay.
ownership that happens later.
We
And I
shall
say
see.
fun in air quotes, but it's funny.
Okay.
Um, so they find a
Another vampire.
vampire named Henry. He's got spiked up hair because he just discovered 2000's hair
Yeah.
gel, and boy, did he just go wild, huh? um, and we kind of at that point kind of like cut back to the past, where two white men are just altering the records.
Yeah.
Like white men really do just write history, huh?
Yeah.
History really is just written by the victor, huh?
Yeah. It's kind of like, whoa. Like, I feel like they were, like, that's like, how do I say this correctly? Like, in 2010, that's a crazy part to just add into the story very normally.
It really is. He's like, okay, we need to alter these records so my sons died as civilian casualties.
I know, but
And
also,
also that all of those vampires were civilians.
but also that then connects way back to the beginning of season 1, where the stupid history teacher was just asking those random stupid history facts, and it's like, how many people died in blah blah this Willow Creek war, and then Stefan's like, I know the exact number, and the reason that he knows the exact number is because he's
one of them.
He experienced it. He was one of them, and that's like
he's
wild.
One of them.
That's so wild.
Wild, yeah. Honestly, yeah. Elena has some like dope moments this episode. At some points she's just like, actually, no. Like, fuck you. Like, okay, girl, damn. I'm not afraid of you. Okay, shit, girl. Yeah. More power to you. We learned that John Gilbert has been contacting Henry, who is one of the vampires from the tomb. In case you've been keeping track, he is the 8th tomb vampire that has been killed. And John Gilbert is playing vampire sympathizer, but also vampire killer.
Yeah,
it's wild how that's working out.
It's like, how do you deal with both sides of that being your personality?
Yeah, how do you deal with that cognitive dissonance?
Yeah,
John Gilbert, I want to know. And
then also, what's the name of the new vampire again? The one that eventually gets killed.
Henry.
This is one of the lines he says, and it's gold. He says, "It's a whole new world. Cars, computers, Match.com. There's so much to learn." Who wrote that line? Because you deserve an award. Like, that line is so good.
It really is. I love it. I love Henry. But it is also, we did just spoil it, Henry does die like 3 minutes after saying that line.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he dies, but great line before you die, you know what I mean?
Honestly, yeah. Like, if I can say some good one-liners right before I die, I'm good.
Yeah.
John Gilbert is just like asking Pearl about this device, and she's like, actually, I gave it to Damon. Like, damn, delayed power move, girl. She's playing like 4D chess.
Yeah.
Bruh.
She really is. Bless up to Pearl.
And then we go back to the past, where Stefan goes in to confront his father, Giuseppe, in case you forgot that his name is bullshit. Giuseppe Salvatore. And Giuseppe reveals that he pulled the trigger himself to kill both of his sons.
And then you're like, what the fuck?
And then he goes at Stefan, and Stefan accidentally, on purpose probably, stabs him with a wooden stake. And then he's like, here, let me help you. And then pulls the wooden stake out, which I know we didn't know a lot about medicine in like 1860 whatever, but
that's
my
like
guy.
A bad move.
My guy.
You always know that whenever you have like any type of wound, you should keep it in so that you don't let the blood like run loose and come out of you before you like have the right medical services. Like that's the medicine 101.
But also it was like 1860 whatever.
I guess.
I give him a pass on this one,
I'll
but it
give
was
you a
just
pass.
funny. And then begins this really kind of actually horrific sequence where Stefan starts to kind of like transform, I think, kind of into a vampire. He gets like the thing around his eyes and everything.
Yeah.
And he like kills his father
Yeah.
as his first kill as a vampire.
And then you're like, whoa, that's intense and deep and wild.
And like it's genuinely horrifying.
Yeah.
And then you cut to Alaric and Damon being drinking buddies. That's it. That's it. They drink some fucking bourbon or whatever, and Damon's like, "Your wife was like cool though, dude. She had that spark in her eye." And then Alaric was like, "Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up." Which is fair.
Yeah. I think everyone's allowed to say that to Damon at least once, you know?
Honestly, yeah. Pearl, or Anna, returns home, and it's revealed that Pearl is packing up to leave.
Yeah.
And Anna's like, "No, I don't want to go." And Pearl's like, "You don't have to. You can stay with Jeremy." And like, damn, powerful mom moment.
Just like
MILF
really
ranking,
just
in
like
case you forgot, she's at the top,
she's
baby.
really is at the top. And here's the thing as well with that, it's kind of like because they've like almost moved so many times, right?
Mhm.
Like she's like, I don't want to uproot the life that you want to start. Like I understand that, and I feel like that's just like a powerful thing to do. That a lot of parents I don't think would do that. You know?
And also because we've seen Pearl be such a protective mother, like from things like calling her Annabelle to like doing whatever she can to protect her. Like, damn, okay, mom,
Yeah.
you had some character growth in there, baby.
Yeah.
Love it. I don't know why I'm saying baby so much today. I just am. I think it's because I saw that one Vine of that, you know, that like old man who's on like a swing or whatever, and he's like swinging around yelling, "I want to be a cowboy, baby."
I've never seen that Vine before.
Oh my god, it's very good. It's also a Kid Rock song called Cowboy, where the chorus is, I shit you not, "I want to be a cowboy, baby." And it's just strange. I'm sorry about that.
Where are we?
We are now back to the past.
Right. Oh, right. Because then, right.
Well,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
we're back to the present because Elena says to Damon, "You made it your life's mission to make him miserable." And Damon's like, "Oh, bitch, the fuck I did not." I mean, he kind of did, but okay. He's like, "Let me tell you the rest of the story," where he goes in and he reveals that he originally didn't want to complete the transition. Stefan, in going to see their father and in turn killing him and completing his transition, brings Damon a woman.
Yeah.
Just like, there you go.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Pretty bad, you guys. Pretty yikes over here.
It's been pretty yikes the whole time, man. It's gonna be pretty yikes. And so Stefan was the one to convince Damon to complete the transition, to turn.
Yeah.
Which seems a very big difference from their regular dynamic.
Yeah.
It's like the first kind of, their dynamic shifts quite a lot over the course of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of those first big shifts where you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Stefan's like actually shitty.
Yeah, he's not a great
I mean, we've
person.
kind of been learning it these last few episodes, but like, damn.
It's kind of like those stories where there's a girl and a boy, and the boy seems like really nice at first, you know? And you're like, oh, they're cute. And then you learn more about the boy's past, and you're like, I don't think
you're
they're
less
that
cute now.
anymore.
So after learning this, Elena runs down to the basement where she apparently just left the door open
like
to his cell.
Idiot, honestly.
And Stefan's gone.
Elena, that was a dumb move on your part. I'm not gonna lie and say, oh, maybe like she thought like he would like come up and no, Elena, you're an idiot for that.
That was a dumb move.
That was a dumb move.
And then we see Jeremy is asleep. I will just say Jeremy's arm looks fucking ripped.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, damn, boy.
You've been working
Get it,
out.
my man. And Anna comes in through his window and says goodbye.
It's really it's like really
It's really sad.
yeah. It's like a sweet sad
Jeremy,
moment.
yeah, Jeremy like woke up I think a little bit when she came in, but then he kind of falls asleep right before she says goodbye, and it's like a really sad moment.
Yeah. You know, and
Um,
it's really sad just because there's kind of been like a back and forth between them the entire season where
mhm.
like you think Anna's really into him and then you're like, "Oh no, she's not really into him." And then she is into him, but then she's like, "Oh, I'm moving." And then she's not moving, and then she's moving, and then she's not moving. And like finally some it kind of feels like honestly Vicky's death in the first half of the season where you're like, Vicky's dead. Oh, she's not dead. Vicky's dead. Oh, she's not dead. Oh, she's actually dead. It's kind of like Anna's moving. Oh, she's not moving. She's moving. She's not moving. She's not moving. She's moving.
it it's just sad, man.
Yeah.
Um, then we go back to the past. Emily Bennett is like disappointed that both the boys completed the transition, which fair enough, Emily Bennett.
Yeah.
She says, "I don't wish Catherine's curse on anyone." And Stefan replies, "It feels more like a gift." To which Emily hits him back with that will change. Shit, Emily.
Damn.
Fucking damn, bitch. There at this point it kind of goes into a sequence where Stefan's like having like a nervous breakdown, because he's been having a nervous breakdown for the past 3 episodes. But there's like a high paced like drum track line that gives me the most anxiety during the scene. Stefan, it switches between him in the present, him in the past, him in the present at the same point in the quarry. And it's just very disorientating. It makes you feel anxious. Like, I know I have anxiety, but it makes you feel genuinely anxious.
Yeah.
Which I love. Which is weird that I love that feeling. Then Elena drops some like real big fucking knowledge on Stefan.
Yeah, she really did that a lot this episode, honestly.
She really did. She's like, you just have to live with what you've done. You just have to live with it, bud. Sucks.
And she also tells the story about how the reason why her parents were on her and her parents were on that bridge was because she was where was she? She was like at a party, right?
I honestly don't remember much from this conversation.
I think she was at a party or something, and she wanted to leave, or her parents came to pick her up, but but like she wasn't supposed to be there, so her parents came to get her, right, to like make her leave, and then they drive home and they get into this car accident, and that's why we now know why Jeremy was not in the car at the same time, because Elena was in trouble and they were going to get her, and it's just kind of like really sad because then you see that they like are kind of connected in that way of like she feels like she's to blame, right? And Stefan also feels like he's to blame. Like it is like it's kind of like it's partially his fault but not fully his fault, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you.
Like he's partially at fault because he's like he killed his father obviously, and he's like transitioning them, forced Damon to transition, right? But it's also partially not his fault because he couldn't control himself, right? And also the whole like it wasn't his fault that that Vervain was in the system, and then Catherine, this whole debacle started with Catherine because the Vervain was in the system, you know? So like it's like kind of like they kind of both share that in a way.
Yeah, I just love it. Big fan. This episode, Elena was very wise.
Yes, very well. Oh, the big thing at the end that made me.
The big thing at the end. Okay, so
there's two big
we
things.
go back to Pearl and Harper packing up.
Yeah.
Harper, by the way, I must add, is a good and pure boy.
Yeah.
He's like, I was just a soldier who got left behind. You helped me. You saved me. I'm gonna stick with you. Which I love that ride or die attitude. We love a ride or die king.
Yes.
And then the front doorbell rings, so Pearl goes to answer it. And then she's shot.
Yeah.
Through the heart.
Yeah.
With a stake.
Yeah. And you're sad.
And then Harper, sorry, goes up and is also shot.
Yeah.
Through the heart.
Yeah.
with the stake.
And they're just like, fuck.
You're just like, shit. I was really hoping Pearl would get like a happy ending because I love her.
Yeah, and
Can she still be on our MILF ranking if she's dead?
I'm gonna say yeah, because she was always dead.
Judges say yes. She remains at the top of the MILF ranking.
Yeah. In our hearts, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel it. Anna, eventually, there's another scene in between here.
Yeah.
But Anna, we'll just kind of finish this off. Anna comes up, finds them, cries. She's like, no, Mom, no.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
It's really fucking sad. And you're just like, damn. Like I could already see how this is playing out in my head. Like, she's gonna feel like there's some sort of blame on her, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it makes it even worse because you know now that she was planning to go with her mom.
Yeah.
Because she said goodbye to Jeremy and everything.
And now her mom is dead. And also, John is the one who killed Pearl.
It pans out and like the camera turns and you can see John fucking jackass Gilbert strikes again.
And then you know that once Anna figures out it was John, it's gonna create.
She's gonna kill him.
She's gonna kill him. It's gonna create like whatever cute thing was going on between Anna and Jeremy. I do not see it continuing at all.
I know, it's sad. I'm like, damn.
Like, that's over. That's done.
So in between those scenes of like Pearl dying and Anna finding them, there is a scene with Damon and Stefan.
Mm-hmm.
And Damon mentions that witches are judgy little things. And so Emily didn't tell either of them about her efforts to save Catherine until after they had turned, because she didn't want that to influence her decision, or their decision. But Stefan influenced Damon's decision anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some animosity there that I think is earned on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last scene in this episode is buck fucking wild.
So fucking wild.
Because Alaric Saltzman drinking in a bar.
Just hitting some shots and drinking some drinks because
he's having a good time. He's had a day, man. He's had a fucking day.
You know?
And then you hear from beside a very soft voice say, Rick? And he looks over, and it's Isabel, our number 2 on the MILF ranking.
Yeah.
But she's there.
And she's fire, you know?
She's fire. For someone who is confronted with his dead, now undead, vampire ex, maybe, wife, he is surprisingly calm.
Yeah, pretty calm for someone who, like, just saw someone he's been searching for a while now as well, you know?
He's been, like, trying to figure out, like, if she actually, like, how she died and everything. Like, bro, he's very calm. I'll give him points for this one, you know?
Because I would have been freaking the fuck out, you know?
And so he just says, Isabel. And then kind of, like, smirks and, like, laughs a little bit. And then the episode ends.
Pretty good ending.
That's it. That's a pretty good ending. I gotta say.
Yeah. Pretty good ending.
Pretty good endings, these last few ones. Pretty damn good. So that's it. That's episode 20, Blood Brothers. Hey, what do you rank this, Jordan?
All right.
Or wait, let's rank Miss Mystic Falls first. Sorry.
Miss Mystic Falls. I think this episode was nice and in the middle. It was entertaining, but still in the middle. Like, the whole whether or not Amber was dead or not, that was really good, because I was like, I don't know what's good.
She's not Amber, she's Spencer Locke,
Sorry,
remember?
Spencer Locke being dead or not. Yeah. But also, like, what else did I really like? Bonnie just, like, using her mind. That was pretty epic.
She's so powerful.
And then learning. I feel like actually nothing really happened this episode. We had, like, Caroline do some, like, character growth. We had Elena.
She did not just do character growth, she did like character bungee jumping.
Yeah.
She's all the way up there now. Like, girl climbed a mountain
Yeah.
in the time in which she was gone.
Yeah. And like, but overall, I feel like not a lot happened. Not saying that that's like a bad thing, but not a lot happened. I don't know. I feel like in the middle, but not like so in the middle that it's like a meh. It's more like a good. So I'm gonna give it a 7.
All right. For Miss Mystic Falls, I think I'm gonna go with you there. I think I'm gonna give it a 7 as well, because it's a good episode, but it's also like, okay, yeah, I get it. Miss Mystic Falls. It didn't drive the plot forward a lot, except for that bit with Spencer Locke and like Stefan like having his breakdown.
Oh yeah, yeah, that whole breakdown was pretty good.
Paul Wesley, I should just add, Paul Wesley, very good.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Good at his job.
In these last few episodes, very good. Top
Those
notch, my man.
Kisses, if you were wondering.
Those are chef's kisses. Episode 20, Blood Brothers.
I really enjoyed this episode. It was a flashback episode, and I feel like those are either like a hit or miss, but like this one was a hit. Like the transitions other than the first one, especially that parallel like the transitions between back and forth with Stefan and Elena and Catherine, so good. Then we also have Anna and Jeremy, and they're really cute, and I really enjoyed their scenes in this episode. We also have and then we also have Damon and Alaric. And then we have the 2 plot twist endings of Pearl dying, which I kind of saw coming, but was like sad because I saw it coming and I was like, I don't want it to happen. And then we have Isabel like coming out of Buck Wild nowhere. I think this episode, other than like the Alaric Damon plot, wasn't really that interesting to me, if I'm being honest.
But it also wasn't bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. So I think honestly this episode's pretty high up there. I really enjoyed everything that went on in this episode, and it felt like really interesting and entertaining as it was going on. Like for this episode, my notes is like pretty short for what I usually write, but I think that's just because I was very like enraptured by like what was going on in the episode.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna give this like an 8.
You're gonna give it an 8. Okay. The question is, right, do you like this episode more or less than you liked episode 109, History Repeating, the other big flashback one? That's the question. If you need to go back and look at your notes, it's our show notes for episode 5.
Let me see.
If you need to go back and check your notes. Because, I'm only asking because I am going to rank this episode higher than I ranked History Repeating, and you are going to rank it, like, if you're going to rank it lower.
Okay, let me see.
I just want to know, like, let's do some analysis here.
And
we'll break some of this down again too in the next episode when we're kind of breaking down our overall scores and everything. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do a controversial ranking for this episode, so I want to know that you got your number locked in.
So in episode 9, we have. Ooh, why is my thing not working?
For reference, you ranked it at a 9.
Yeah.
So did I, and so did Brian. That's the only episode so far that we have had complete, like, across the board.
Okay, so for episode 9, we had a Bonnie. Oh, that was the Bonnie Center episode, right?
And flashbacks, yeah.
Yeah. Is that the same episode? That's not when Grams died, is it?
No.
I think... So this is the episode where we have... Caroline and Matt happen in this episode, am I correct?
Yeah, let me check my notes as well, but yeah. If you just look at the show notes for episode 5.
Yeah, I'm in there. So we have, I think Anna was also a part of this episode. I feel like I don't remember enough of it. Hold on, let me read some stuff before I say anything.
This is also the one where the girls get, like, possessed. And so the girls are living in like a horror movie while the boys are just tossing the old pigskin back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that one.
Got it. Okay, I really like that scene. So
are you going to rank this episode overall more or less than you liked that one?
I do think I like this one more. The history repeating one more.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
so you're going to stick with that 8 for Blood Brothers.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to hold on to your seat here, Jordan.
Okay.
So I'm about to do something kind of buck wild.
All right.
I'm gonna give episode 20, Blood Brothers, gonna give it a 10.
Whoa.
Here's my reasoning. Nobody had a bad performance. There was no plot line that felt useless or like it wasn't resolved or going somewhere. And I say that because we got the resolution of Isabel, we got the resolution of Pearl dying, we got Stefan like getting back to himself, and we had those dope ass flashbacks, fleshed out the Salvatore brothers relationship so much. Great ep.
I think
just fucking great.
I think for me,
here's the thing. Here's also the thing. I'm betting my shoes that this is the best episode of season 1.
I think here's what it is for me. I feel like the way I weigh episodes is not very much on like plot lines and whether or not they get resolved or not. I think the way I ranked episodes is like how many scenes in this episode did I like truly like enjoy and like think were like interesting from like different perspectives. So like editing perspectives or like character development perspectives.
Yeah.
I feel like in episode 9, at least what I'm remembering is like that entire like the performance of like the girls in that episode was just like very, very, very well done. There was like friendship dynamics that came up that I really enjoyed. And then what else happened in this episode? Oh yeah, also Logan came back that episode, which is wild.
That was also buck wild. So that's why I'm kind of like
maybe I'll make them even for now.
You're gonna make them both a 9?
Yeah, because I do see episode 20 how like yeah, I'm gonna make them even.
See, that's why I was just asking, because I felt like they were very similar episodes in the like purpose of what they got done and what you figured out during that episode. So that's why I asked, just because like I was gonna rank it higher than that.
Yeah,
I genuinely do not think there will be a better episode than this one this season.
Okay.
I think the last episode or so may be on par with it. I don't think it'll be better than it.
I think for me, in order for an episode to get a 10, it really has to wow me out of my like not even like because I'm not even thinking like season wise what the best episode is, right? As a 10. For me, a 10 is like it's like such a good episode. Like there was nothing that like didn't that like made me like dislike the episode or like was like, oh, that was okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it. This is like...
But also, you have the perspective of already watching this show.
Yeah, that is also true. I think this is just going to be I think, like, when we go back next episode, when we go back and, like, look at the show as a whole, or this season as a whole, I think this will be the best episode there, and that's why I'm kind of awarding it my 10, because I feel like no other episode has lived up to this, and I feel like no other episode really will this season. I can't, like... I honestly don't remember a lot of big parts of season 1 or 2, so this is kind of like me just betting my shoes on this episode being fucking slapping, you know?
Yeah, but this was a really good episode.
Really good episode. So that's it for this episode of Afterbite. Tune in next week for our very special guest season finale. It's gonna be dope. We have Lane Morgan coming on the show. We're gonna be doing our regular stuff in addition to some other fun games. Oh my gosh, this episode is coming out on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. No.
Oh man. It? Yes, it is.
It is.
It is?
Whoa.
So happy Valentine's Day, folks.
Happy Valentine's Day.
When I was in Walmart the other day, in accordance with, last week's cold open, I saw a box of Valentine's themed ding dongs, which are my mother's favorite snack cakes. So I sent a picture of it to her just to kind of like ham it up with her. And she sent back, "You're my Valentine ding dong."
Aww.
I'm like, "Thanks, Mom."
That's really sweet.
So anyway, follow us on Twitter at AfterBitePod. And tune in next week for our super special season finale.
Our season finale extravaganza.
Bye.
Bye.
Anything else you want to talk about while the music like fades out and everything?